Welcome to this recording where you're going to listen to insightful moments recorded during live coaching sessions with my clients who come from diverse professional backgrounds. And if you like what you hear today, please share it with your friends and colleagues. And remember to hit the subscribe button now and ensure that you never miss any other episode. Thank you. So as leaders, we're often faced with the calling of what we do. That sense of, I need to do this. So we step out of our business, out of, say, working at somebody else's business, and then we design our own business because we really feel, I've got to do this. This is really important. There's that sense of calling and purpose, and it may have been in your heart for a very long time, and you finally do it. And then you're faced with your ego. Now, an unhealthy ego. Let me say you have to have an ego to some degree because you've got to get out of bed in the morning. You've got to do certain things that are important. And without an ego, you could not exist as a human. But the unhealthy ego is when it's really bugging you. You know, it's kind of like everything has to be perfect. Everything has to be right. You have to get good feedback all the time. You're looking for things that you're not getting, and you're becoming anxious. You're rushing. You're saying things about yourself like, I might not be good at this. I don't think I'm at the right time. I'm not at the right place. You start to doubt your work. Okay, now that to me is a bit of an unhealthy ego because it's almost taking away the joy of when you stepped out in the first place to create what it was that you would create. Even a baby takes 9 months for it to mature and be birthed. And even when it gets birthed, it's got to come through a canal. It's not always easy. So here it is, and even a seed in the soil, right, has to actually push through the soil. So there is a sense of, in our humanity, of waiting, of creating and waiting for the right season. But in that is not to give up hope, not to start to grade yourself now for something that could be in about 3 weeks or in 3 months or 3 years. It's to actually stay with the present moment. And you work with whatever is here right now. And you don't judge it. It's good, it's bad. You don't have this guilt and innocence, black and white, but you're just in the middle. It's this and it's that. And your heart might be still beating. Are you sure? Are you sure? Oh, what about if they don't like you? And you sometimes have to stay with that. It's noise. It is simply noise. But you're thinking. What you've got to do is you have these thoughts running around, depending on your personality, even your food intake, like too much coffee for different personalities, not enough sleep for some personalities. So know your personality, know your ego type, and you may be observant of the thoughts and don't always believe every single thought, because a lot of thoughts are just noise. And it's usually, it's kind of like that younger child inside of you kind of saying, I don't know if we're safe, because you want to be safe. You want to make sure you matter. You want to make sure you belong, you don't get rejected. So there's this noise. So you just acknowledge it, that it's there, and you move on with what you know is deeply seated inside of you, which is your calling, your purpose. You work with that and you do whatever it takes. If it's going to be 3 years for it to blossom to the ideas of what you have, then you wait for the 3 years. It's really like letting go and surrendering to what is. That takes patience. It takes faith or trust. It's believing that ultimately this is what you're doing and you're following the breadcrumbs. Following the breadcrumbs is that little bit at a time. You're just believing and you're working with what's here right now. And if your mind races ahead, you kind of go, okay, I can see. It's all right. We're coming back here. And even regulating your nervous system with your breath. A deep breath into your belly, meditation. So the meditation, we use that blank canvas and upon which the frames hang, upon which we draw the pictures. Just check out what frames are hanging on your canvas or on the wall. What drawings you're drawing. What are you believing? What are you giving your time to? What are you giving your energy to? So it's being really mindful, not that you're going to stop those thoughts necessarily, because people think that in meditation the thoughts stop. Not really, not at the basic level. Maybe eventually you get into a trance, but in the beginning there are thoughts and you're just watching them go by. Even watching them and observing them means that there is another part of you that is the silent, peaceful, still place of knowing It's okay. And in that place, there's no huge pushing and shoving and, expectation. You're just flowing with what is here right now. That doesn't mean you're not going to take action, though. You're still taking action. But it's a sense of observing the craziness of trying to control everything and being fearful of things going wrong. So our thoughts create our world. So we just need to make sure we're aware of those thoughts and we have compassion towards them. We don't judge ourselves. We don't make ourselves guilty or shame ourselves. We just have compassion towards them. Okay, there I go again. That's my younger me. That's my worry me. That's my personality. That's when I'm tired, I think like that. When I'm run down, I think like that. What can I do to reward myself? You see, because whatever's meant to come will come anyway. It will come. Maybe not at your timing, but it'll come if it's meant to be. And if it's not meant to be, then let it go. Life is not here forever. But in a sense, you just let it go. You surrender. Thank you for listening to this recording. I hope it has helped you. Please remember to subscribe to this channel. I'll see you next time.